Well, hello everyone, and welcome to today's Mahr webinar. We're going to talk about the Mahr product of the month, the Micromar 40 EWR Digital Micrometer. I'm your presenter, George Schuetz, Director of Precision Gages out of Providence, Rhode Island. And if you have any questions during the presentation, use the chat feature and I will respond to your question after the webinar by email. You can always email me on the address shown here or give me a phone call and be happy to talk to you about any of these products. But today we're going to learn about the Micromar 40 EWR micrometer, what it is. We'll talk about its features, why we need it, a little bit of the technical data, accessories, how it's used, and why it's a great value being the product of the month. So let's begin. But just to remind you that Mahr offers a full and innovative and new line of hand tools. These include digital calipers, digital depth gauges, digital indicators, and digital micrometers. They're all modern and feature-packed, very high quality, and meant to be used at the point of manufacture on the shop floor. We feel our prices are at or lower than most of our major competition. And for sure, we are the leader in low cost and transparent wireless data transfer. This is because we offer the lowest receiver price, and combined with our free Micromar wireless integrated software, implementing data collection is fast, easy, and inexpensive. Just to give you an overview of the different hand tools that Mahr offers, as you can see with the digital calipers, we have over 40 calipers available. Some are integrated wireless. We have specialty calipers, again, with some of those being integrated wireless at very good introductory prices. We offer a full line of digital depth gauges with 19 depth calipers available, some with integrated wireless. We also offer depth gauge kits that offer interchangeable contacts, points to get into the most unusual applications. We have a very full range of digital indicators. In fact, we have some new ones coming out later in the year. 24 digital indicators with integrated wireless or wired. 4 of them have a higher resolution, though they become very high performance digital indicators. And we have versions for bore gauge models that offer fast response and dynamic for sweeping bore gauge applications. And then finally, the latest addition was our digital micrometers, and now we have 28 standard mics, some with integrated wireless. We have mic kits available of different sizes. We have a speed drive version of the micrometer. We also offer a full line of specialty mics, again, implementing our integrated wireless technology. But taking a full look at the Micromar line of micrometers, you can see that there's 6 basic models. And starting from left to right, they increase with capabilities. The 40ER is our most basic micrometer, no output, basic, one size, lowest cost entry micrometer. We move up to the 40 EWR, which we'll talk about today. And then we get into our more powerful micrometers, the 40 EWRI, which is the version that's either with wired data output or wireless versions, and a full range of sizes from 0 to 1 to 7 to 8 inches. These are all IP65 micrometers. They have a rotating spindle, and they fit very nicely in the data collection world. And then we also have the 40 EWRIL or R-L version, which is our rapid drive system. This is integrated wireless or wired version. And the nice feature of the linear drive micrometer is the fact that you can go from various sizes within the range a lot faster than you can do with a normal micrometer. So if you're measuring lots of different sizes within its range, this might be the micrometer for you. Today we're going to talk about the 40 EWR, the product of the month. It's our more advanced micrometer. It does not have output. It has advanced features in terms of its capability. It has a rotating spindle that moves 0.5 millimeters per revolution. It's IP65. We'll talk about its resistance to fluids and contamination in a minute. And this comes in 4 standard sizes: 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and 3 to 4. And of course, when you purchase the sizes greater than 1 inch, they come with a reference standard to set the 0 of the device before you use it. So let's take a look at some of the features of the micrometer Micromar 40 EWR. So what is it? Well, the Micromar 40 EWR is a digital micrometer that's used to determine length and diameters, and it's used at the point of manufacture at production. It can be used in quality control departments or in the workshop for making precision measurements. It is our basic shop-worthy micrometer with very important features. It does not have data output capabilities. Like most of our other micrometers, this is an IP65 rated micrometer, which means it has excellent resistance to dust, coolants, and lubricants. So it's for use in the manufacturing environment, and it's perfect for on-the-machine part checking during manufacturing. So, I love these pictures, that show the micrometer all soaked with water or coolant or so forth. And this is a very dramatic photo. It's meant to show that it can be used in these environments, but certainly you would want to wipe off the contacts and probably wipe off the instrument before you go ahead and use it, which will of course increase its measuring capabilities. Some other features of the Micromar 40 EWR are its large display. Just looking at the product on the right, it's really a modern looking micrometer. The large display, the look, the contrasting colors, the red and black, they all look great in this new micrometer. So by having the large 10 millimeter digits, it makes it easy to read even when you're reaching into the machine to see the size. And all the other icons are large and easy to understand. Plus, the display is protected with a tough, shop-worthy type of glass that resists scratches and markings, and it's safe against most chemical fluids. And some of the markings are behind the glass so that you don't have to worry about the coolants and so forth taking off some of the printing that might be on a product. The 40 EWR, one of the features that it does have is a locking function. Now, when you use digital micrometers, it's sometimes very easy to, as you're grabbing it, accidentally press one of the buttons. And if you accidentally press a 0 button, you could be putting an offset into the measurement that you're trying to make. So with our lock function, it prevents operator error by accidental pressing of those buttons and causing offsets or errors in your measuring process. And you can see when the lock function is in place, that little lock icon will be on the display. And it's a very nice feature, one that And I think it's a very valuable and distinctive feature that a lot of other micrometers do not have. The 40 EWR also has a hold function. And by pressing the hold function, what you do is you freeze the display of that value, and you know the spindle could be moved accidentally or whatever, but it'll retain that value. So you can see that in this case, you know, the operator's making a measurement. You can't really see the display. You press the hold key while it's in that position, and now you can take it out and see what that value was. So it's a combination of, you know, we'll talk about the friction drive in a minute, but getting that measurement, holding it, and then taking it out and reading it. You don't have to, as an operator, stick your head into the machine tool trying to look around and read the micrometer. You can do it very easily with the 40 EWR and the hold feature. And you can see that when it's pressed, the display will show the little H icon that indicates that it's in hold. And even though the spindle might be turned, it's still going to be displaying the value that you held. And if you want to transfer it at that time, you can go ahead and with a micrometer that has the digital output, send that data. The 40 EWR also has our standard reference feature, which is common within our calipers, depth gauge, digital indicators, and micrometers, where we can set 0 just once, and it always retains that value even when it's turned off. So there's no need to re-zero every time the system is turned on. Now, that's especially true with a micrometer where, you know, you might be, say, ½ an inch from the beginning of its travel. You know, to have to re-zero every time that you turn it on, it would be a lot of a problem, because it just takes time to rotate that spindle ½ inch worth of travel. But by having the reference feature, you don't have to do that. You turn it on and it's ready to go. But this micrometer turns on in 2 ways. If you just rotate the spindle, it'll turn itself on and the display will be active and you'll be ready to start making your measurements. Or you can turn it on by pressing the 0 or ABS button and it'll turn itself on. Again, the 40 EWR retains the 0 position when it's turned off, and the micrometer will turn off automatically after 8 minutes to help save a battery life. Or you can turn it off by pressing the origin and the hold button for more than 2 seconds, and it'll basically go to sleep. Let's talk about some of the mechanical features of the 40 EWR, specifically the spindle tip. So micrometers come with a variety of spindle styles for making different types of measurements. And as you saw, we have numerous different types of specialty micrometers for different applications. But the 40 EWR uses a flat tip, and this is the most common micrometer tip. The small flat surfaces on the anvil and spindle are designed to make solid contact against the part that's being measured. And therefore, it's a good general purpose tool, usually for measuring diameters, lengths that have a higher precision. And you know, this is a type of measuring instrument that you'll notice has a little bit higher resolution than calipers and other products, because it does have some measurement features that make it a little bit easier for it to use and can give you the better performance. The large parallel contacts is one of those that goes to making a better measurement. And of course, it's smaller size. You can feel that's a lot more robust than a digital caliper, for example. So you have the better framework to help make that measurement. And because the contacts are flat, parallel, but not too large like a caliper, for example, it's a lot easier for the operator to align the contacts to make sure that we're square with the part being measured. So these types of contacts allow us to measure thickness at a specific point on the component without worrying about damaging or slipping off the part. But no, spindles and anvil tips can be damaged by use, but if the tool is used to a lot, or is used to measure abrasive or rough materials, we use hardened carbide tips that help to resist that wear. They prevent damage to the measuring surface. So the 40 EWR uses carbide tipped anvils for long life. Now, the amount of pressure that applied to the spindle can affect the measurement, especially if you're using soft, flexible, malleable materials. Again, this is one of the features that allows a micrometer to have better measuring performance than a digital caliper, for example. So the 40 EWR employs a ratcheting thimble. This automatically limits the spindle's tightness to a set torque value. So it helps the operator or different operators apply the same amount of pressure to every measurement, which ensures measuring consistency or repeatability. So the ratcheting thimble is especially important if the tool is to be used by multiple operators throughout the day, or by the same operator to help ensure that they get the same consistent values. So ratcheting spindles have been around for a long time, but like I said, they help to improve the performance of any micrometer. You have a robust frame, you have the ratcheting spindle, and you have easy to align anvils, which make for a better measuring process. Now the 40 EWR operates within a 1 inch or a 25 millimeter range. So it's common for a micrometer to measure thickness in 1 or 2 inches range. So if the C frame is not large enough to accommodate an object thicker than the 2 inches and the spindle will not expand, you're going to have to go to a different size micrometer. So it's important to pick a micrometer with a range that will accommodate the diameter, thickness of the objects to be measured. Like I said, some machine tools produce only certain ranges of the parts, and it's easy to pull a micrometer up to that, or a manufacturer is only making most of his parts less than 1 inch, for example. So it's easy to get away with 1 micrometer in those cases. But we do sell micrometers in sets which can cover 0 to 4 inches in capacity. Now, as far as some technical data, the ranges are model dependent, and there's 4 versions that are available. Specifically, we're talking about the 0 to 1 inch today, the 4157011, which is the micrometer as part of the promotion of the month. These all have a 50 millionths or a 1 micron resolution, switchable inch metric. They have good repeatability performance, and they have a constant measuring force because of the ratcheting drive. So these are very easy to pick by the size range that's required. Some of the standard features are the high contrast display, the stainless steel spindle is hardened with the carbide anvils. We have the ratcheting is integrated into the thimble, and you can see that the thimble has kind of 2 sizes there. It has a bigger body and it has a small one on the end. And that's the small one on the end is a little trick that can be used to to rotate from one size to the other just a little bit faster, because as you can imagine, if you're holding on to the larger part of the spindle and you move your fingers one rotation, you can only get so much travel with your fingers, but with the smaller end cap there, you can use that, and you might get 2 or 3 rotations out of the same movement of your hand. So it's just a little trick to help you move from one size to the other. So the frame that we use, a steel frame to help ensure stability. It's a heat insulated one. There's plastic that covers it up to help you use it by your hand and not influence it with your body temperature. We have a battery life of approximately 2 years, and this is an IP65 rated product. The standard features are reset, which sets the reference 0. We have an absolute value, which can be used as an alternate measuring 0 in case you want to switch from one size to another, or maybe do a comparative type measurement. You can use the ABS function. We have the ability to switch between inch and metric, which in the sub-menu displays. We have the lock function like we talked about, the hold function, and all the capabilities of our standard product. As for accessories, we do have a base mount that allows you to put the micrometer within the base and bring small parts to the gauge. This makes it a little bit easier to do a high volume of parts. You can use one hand to put the part into the micrometer and adjust your size and make your measurements just a little bit quickly. It has a locking knob and a rotating knob to ensure that you get the best viewing angle for your part measurement. Now, even though the 40 EWR is not a data output product, we just want to remind you that Mahr does have a full suite of these. So while you might have the micrometer today, it's always important to know that we have a full path for you to go from wire to wireless products. And of course, I mentioned before, we have the free Micromar professional software, the ability to take our wireless products that have wired output, or make them wireless, or cable products, all can go into Micromar and can be transferring that data to different types of data collection. Because data collection is important. It's something to think about, and maybe not right now, but in the future, because it can do a lot for you in terms of process control, process improvement, gauge tracking, and so forth. And it does, if you do get into data collection, integrated wireless is a good way of getting rid of all those wires that can clutter up the gauging workplace. But the important thing to remember today is that the Micromar 40 EWR is our product of the month. It's a nice, full-featured, entry-level micrometer. It's really meant to be used at the point of manufacture because of its IP65 rating. But even though it's our entry-level micrometer, it does not suffer because it is a full-feature micrometer with the same performance of the whole line of our digital micrometers. So we have a special promotion on the 40 EWR at special pricing for this month. If you order a micrometer, you'll get a Mahr mug with it, and I think it's just a great value. That's something that if you're looking for a production floor type micrometer, the 40 EWR is one for you to consider. So in summary, today we discussed what the Micromar 40 EWR is. We looked at its features, talked about some of its accessories and its applications for making length and outside diameter measurements. It's really the choice for a micrometer that's being used at the point of manufacture. And because of the special value being the product of the month, I think it's a great value and one that should be considered if you're looking for a micrometer for measuring at the machine. So why Mahr? Now, Mahr has a complete line of gauges and hand tools for industrial metrology. We summarized the line of calipers, micrometers, and digital indicators. We have a full systems product line and everything in between. Mahr is open. We have technical support people that are here working the phones, providing the application competence to support you. Our wireless hand tool portfolio is second to none and ready to give you the data that you need. We have products at promotional prices that provide high quality and I think some of the best values. And after this webinar, we're going to provide you a link with this recording and a PDF of the product of the month data sheet. So thank you again for your attendance. Remember, if you had any questions, you put them into the chat feature and we'll get those answered for you. And again, you can contact me at any time and we'll try and answer your questions. So thank you for your attention and we hope to talk to you soon.